Hello guys, welcome to Hindu Response and thanks for joining me. Today we are going to see a missionary channel that is going to give scriptural proofs for caste system in Hindu Dharma. If you are new to my channel, then please press the subscribe button and tap the bell icon to get notifications for my videos. That being said, let's go.
Caste system in Hinduism is birth-based and not based on the profession acquired by the individual. Caste of individual is based on karma of past life and caste of the present parents.
Discrimination on the basis of caste.
Discrimination on food.
Shudras are barred from sacrifices.
Barred from studying Vedas. Low castes are equal to dogs, pigs and other animals. Dear viewers of Gnani's World, as we all know, caste system in Hinduism is birth-based and not based on the profession acquired by the individual. Let us help you to understand this point by quoting some references from Hindu religious scriptures. Mahabharata 13:143-6. The illustrious one said, "The status of Brahmana, O goddess, is exceedingly difficult to attain. O auspicious lady, one becomes a Brahmana through original creation or birth. After the same manner, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya and the Shudra all become so through original creation." Translated by K.M. Ganguly.
Kisari Mohan Ganguly writes, Nisargat is literally through creation or original nature or birth. Of course, what is implied is that one becomes a Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra through original creation as such, by the self-born, that is birth.
So her condition is Varna is not based on profession but on birth alone. So let us see her own proofs. Third Brahmana, who casts off the duties of his order for following those assigned for the Kshatriya, is regarded as one that has fallen away from the status of a Brahmana and that has become a Kshatriya. Similarly, one that is a Vaishya by birth may, by following the practices of a Sudra, become a Sudra. Indeed, a Brahmana, falling away from the duties of his own order, may descend to the status of even a Sudra. When a pious nature and pious deeds are noticeable in even a Sudra, he should, according to my opinion, be held superior to a person of the three regenerate classes. Neither birth, nor the purificatory rites, nor learning, nor offspring can be regarded as grounds for conferring upon one the regenerated status. Verily, conduct is the only ground. All Brahmanas in the world are Brahmanas in consequence of conduct. In the same page, it says, Sudra, if he is established on good conduct, is regarded as possessed of the status of a Brahmana. The status of Brahmana, O auspicious lady, is equal wherever it exists. Even this is my opinion. He indeed is a Brahmana in whom the status of Brahma exists. That condition which is bereft of attributes and which has no stain attached to it. The boon-giving Brahma, while he created all creatures, himself said that the distribution of human beings into four orders depended on birth is only for purpose of classification. As you can see, by following someone else's way, you can change your Varna, and the birth-based Varna is just for classification. If Varna is based on birth alone, then there is no way a Brahmana becomes a Sudra.
Apastamba Dharma Shastra. Prashna 1, Patala 1, Khanda 1, Shloka 4 and 5. There are four castes: Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudra. Among these, each preceding caste is superior by birth to the one following.
Apastamba Dharma Sutra belongs to Krishna Yajurveda of Taittiriya Shaka. There are more than 1,000 shakas, but sadly we only know 10 shakas. Each shaka has their own rules. For example, Apastamba Dharma Sutra says, for he gives a second birth to the student by imparting to him sacred learning. This second birth is the best. The father and the mother produce the body only. Not only that, Prashna 2, Patala level, Khanda 29. The knowledge which Sudras and women possess is the completion of all study. The knowledge which women and Sudras possess is dancing, music and other branches of Arthashastra. They declare that this knowledge is supplement of the Atharva Veda. Dancing and music comes under Gandharva Veda of Samaveda. Arthashastra, economics or politics, is associated with the Atharva Veda. If we look into Shruta Samhita, which deals with Ayurveda and associated with the Rig Veda, a Brahmana preceptor is competent to initiate a student belonging to any of the three twice-born castes. A Kshatriya preceptor can initiate a student of the Kshatriya or the Vaishya caste. While a Vaishya preceptor can initiate a student of his own caste alone, a Shudra student of good character and parentage may be initiated into the mysteries of the Ayurveda by omitting the mantras enjoined to be recited on such an occasion. Volume 1, Chapter 2. If we look into Apastamba Dharma Sutra again in Prashnavan, Patalavan, Khanda 3, bringing all he obtains to his teacher, he shall go begging with a vessel in the morning and in the evening, and he may beg from everybody except low caste people unfit for association with Aryas, Apatra and Avishtas. It means a person who studies Vedas should beg food door to door for him and for his teacher for 20 years. It's better to study Upaveda, which deals with dance, music, economy and weapons, than studying Vedas.
Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.5. But Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, by virtue of their original birth and second birth through their Upanayana, investiture of the sacred thread ceremony, becomes eligible for studies, performance of sacrifices, etc. Translated by G.V. Tagare, edited by J.L. Shastri.
Manu 10.5. In all castes, Varna, those children only which are begotten in the direct order on wedded wives, equal in caste and married as virgins, are to be considered as belonging to the same caste as their fathers. Acharya Medatidi writes on Manusmriti 2.148. Jati stands for Janma, birth.
Manusmriti 1.98 and 99. The very birth of a Brahmana is an eternal incarnation of the sacred law, for he is born to fulfill the sacred law and become one with Brahman. A Brahmana coming into existence is born as the highest on earth, the Lord of all created beings, for the protection of the treasury of the law.
Shiva Purana Uma Samhita 44.13. O excellent sage, birth as a man is very difficult to obtain, especially that as a Brahmin. Translated by Board of Scholars, edited by J.L. Shastri.
This clearly shows that she didn't even read Hindu scriptures. In my previous video, I exposed this channel on how she copied word to word from Muslim blog. Just see Shiva Puran. This is about Brahmin sage Parasara and a Nishada woman. Sage Parasara does sex with her and gives birth to Vyasa. But according to her proofs, Vyasa shouldn't be called as a Brahmin, but Vyasa is called as Brahmin and he wrote Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata and Brahma Sutras. So her statement that is Varna is not based on profession but on birth alone is not valid.
Dear viewers of Gnani's World, here we have to know one more thing, that caste of individual is based on karma of past life and caste of the present parents.
As per Hinduism, a person attains specific caste due to the deeds of past life, Krishna said. Gita 18:41. Of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, as also the Shudras, O Arjuna, the duties are distributed according to the qualities born of their own nature. Translated by Swami Prabhupada. Ramanuja Acharya writes on this verse. The character of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras arise from their various inherent dispositions. In other words, their past karma is the cause of their being born in a specific social group.
Swami Swarupananda writes on Gita 18:41. According to the karma or habits and tendencies formed by desire, action and association in the past life manifesting themselves in the present as effects. Or nature, Swabhava may here mean the Maya made up of the three gunas, the Prakriti of the Lord. It is mentioned in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Krishna Janmakanda 74:10. According to karma, some go to heaven or are several born in the houses of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or a Shudra. Translated by Rajendra Nath Sen.
Chandogya Upanishad 5:10-7. Those whose conduct has been good will quickly attain some good birth. The birth of Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya. But those whose conduct has been evil will quickly attain an evil birth. The birth of a dog or a hog or a Chandala. Translated by Swami Nikhilananda.
Hindus believe in karma and theory of rebirth. That is, if you do good karma, then the next life will be better. She quoted Brahma Vaivarta Puran to prove her point. But the same Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Brahmakanda chapter 11 says that a Vaishnava that is, who worships Vishnu, has only one caste. Krishna Janmakanda chapter 83 says that temple priests are Shudras. In fact, if we look into Ramanuja Acharya life, Kanchi Purana, a Sudra is Ramanuja's teacher. And not only that, he calls so-called untouchables who are Vaishnavas as Tirukulam, which means holy family or holy caste. Chandogya Upanishad says that Satyakama, a son of prostitute, was given initiation to study Vedas.
Discrimination on the basis of caste is clearly seen in many Hindu religious scriptures. Mahabharata 12, 188, 5. The complexion the Brahmanas obtained was white. That which the Kshatriyas obtained was red. That which the Vaishyas got was yellow. And that which was given to the Shudras was black. Translated by K.M. Ganguly.
Let's see what Mahabharata 12:188 says. Bhrigu said, there is really no distinction between the different orders. The whole world at first consisted of Brahmanas, created equal by Brahman. Men have, in consequence of their acts, become distributed into different orders. They that became fond of indulging in desire and enjoying pleasures, possessed of the attributes of severity and wrath, endued with courage and unmindful of the duties of pity and worship, these Brahmanas, possessing the attributes of passion, become Kshatriyas. Those Brahmanas again who, without attending to the duties laid down for them, become possessed of both the attributes of goodness and passion and took the profession of cattle rearing and agriculture, became Vaishyas. Those Brahmanas again that became fond of untruth and injuring other creatures, possessed of cupidity, engaged in all kinds of acts for a living, and fallen away from purity of behavior, and thus wedded the attribute of darkness, became Sudras. Separated by these occupations, Brahmanas, falling away from their own order, became members of other three orders. All the four orders, therefore, have always the right to performance of all pious duties and of sacrifices. The commentator explains what the words expressive of hue or color really means. Attributes. What is intended to say is that the Brahmanas had the attribute of goodness, Sattva. Second order had the attribute of passion, Rajas. The third got a mixture of the two, that is both goodness and passion, Sattva and Rajas, while the lowest order got the remaining attribute, viz. Darkness, Tamas. As you can see, let alone single Hindu scripture, she didn't even read single page. She just copied word to word from a blog.
Greeting a Shudra is prohibited. Atri Samhita 1.308. He who unknowingly salutes a low caste person should immediately bathe and get himself purified by taking clarified butter. Translated by Manmata Nath Dutt.
There is a difference between salute and greeting. Salute is given when someone is greater than you in position, while greeting is given to have a conversation or otherwise to acknowledge a person's arrival or presence. For example, Usna Samhita clearly says that Brahmana should not salute a Kshatriya or a Vaishya.
Speaking with a low caste is prohibited. Hinduism, the so-called most tolerant religious, prohibits a Dvija to converse with a low caste. Apastamba Dharmashastra 2.1.2.8. As it is sinful to touch a Chandala, so it is also sinful to speak to him or to look at him. The penance of these offences will be declared. Yusana Samhita, chapter 2, verse 4-6. After conversing with the Chandala or Yamlacha, after talking with abundant women or with Shudras, drinking or touching urine and excreta, one should rinse his mouth again, even if he has rinsed it once. Translated by Manmata Nath Dutt. Vishnu Smriti 71, 58 and 59. Nor converse with a woman in her flow, nor with the degraded and low caste men. Translated by Manmata Nath Dutt.
तुझे अक्कल है? तू क्या बोल रही है? अक्कल है? चुप हो जा सातवीं फेल, चुप हो जा.
Those rules are given to students who study while living in Gurukul. The very next verse clearly says, even if the student touches his own hair or his own clothes, should purify himself with water. Now, she keep on uses the word Chandala without explaining the meaning of it. A Chandala is someone who has banished from his varna due to his evil activities. A Chandala is someone who eats forbidden food such as dogs or cows, and an alcohol addict. A person who born to an alcohol addict Sudra and a prostitute Brahmin woman. For proof, please look at the king governs without decapitation or other corporal punishments. Criminals are simply fined lightly or heavily according to the circumstances of each case. Even in cases of repeated attempts at wicked rebellion, they only have their right hands cut off. The king's bodyguards and attendants all have salaries. Throughout the whole country, the people do not kill any living creature, nor drink intoxicating liquor, nor eat onions or garlic. The only exception is that of the Chandalas, that is, the name for those who are held to be wicked men and live apart from others. When they enter the gate of a city or a marketplace, they strike a piece of wood to make themselves known, so that men know and avoid them and do not come in contact with them. The name Chandalas is explained by butchers, wicked men, and those who carry the awful flag to warn off their betters, the lowest and most despised caste of India, members of which, however, when converted, were admitted even into the ranks of the priesthood. In fact, Christians have their own untouchables in France. These Kagars were a race of pariahs, pestiferous people, repressed for 1,000 years as untouchables. Their history is obscure. Today, hardly anyone will talk about it. Surviving Kagars are ashamed of their untouchable past. The French are ashamed of what they and their church did. The Roman Catholic Church was foremost in the persecution of Kagars, even though the Kagars themselves were Roman Catholics. In churches, they were obliged to use their own water fonts, not the normal font reserved for clean Catholics. In the 18th century, a wealthy Kagar in the Landis region was carved using the font reserved for clean Catholics. His hand was chopped off and nailed to the church door. When a Kagar came into a town, they had to report their presence by shaking a rattle, just like a leper ringing his bell. Now, I'm going to skip her video a lot cause she's just cherry-picking verses. However, you guys can read this blog or this book by ISKCON to understand how Varna works. Link is in description.
So, dear viewers of Jnani's World, Dalits suffered the Brahminical oppression for ages. Then why suddenly some people like Mr. Vinod has to show equality in Hindu scriptures instead of rejecting such anti-human scriptures? If Hindu scriptures really advocated equality for all, then why did the Brahmins hid those verses in their dhotis? As we said earlier, they have no sympathy towards the low caste people. All they want is votes and followers.
I will not argue with that, but can anyone explain me this? Richard Foreman, an important Christian leader and pastor in 1822 said, "For the right of holding slaves is clearly established in the Holy Scriptures, both by precept and example. In the Old Testament, the Israelites were directed to purchase their bondmen and bondmaids of the heathen nations, except they were of the Canaanites, for these were to be destroyed. And it is declared that the persons purchased were to be their bondmen forever, and an inheritance for them and their children. They were not to go out free in the year of Jubilee, as the Hebrews, who had been purchased, were, the line being clearly drawn between them. An example, they were presented to our view as existing in the families of the Hebrews as servants or slaves, born in the house or bought with money, so that the children born of slaves are here considered slaves as well as their parents. And to this well-known state of things, as to its a reason and order, as well as to be special privileges, St. Paul appears to refer when he says, 'But I was free-born.' Pope Nicholas V issued a mandate to the Portuguese king Alfonso V and instructed him to invade, search out, capture, vanquish and subdue all Saxons and pagans whatsoever, and to reduce the persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and appropriate to himself and his successors the kingdoms, dukedoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to his and their use and profit. Ignatius, an important early Christian, said, 'Despise not slaves, whether men or women, yet let not these again be puffed up, but let them serve the more faithfully to the glory of God, that they may obtain a better freedom from God. Let them not desire to be set free at the public cost, lest they be found slaves of lust.' According to Dutch invaders, 38% of slave owners in India are converted high caste Christians.
शर्म करो, भगवान से डरो, भोसड़ी वालों, भगवान से डरो.
In present age, they cannot enforce their inhuman Brahman laws. Moreover, the Constitution of India given equal rights to everyone, including Dalits, as being one of the main reasons some have started to show equal status and also to present Hinduism in good light. Caste system is an integral part of Hinduism. You cannot be a Hindu and reject caste system. Caste system is an evil which Hinduism has produced and upheld in India.
So, if caste system is created only by Hindu Dharma, then why no one is trying to prove my video, that is, caste system in Bible and Christianity, as wrong? I even sent the video link to her and still now she didn't answer to it. Why Christians persecuted Kagos in France and Gongs in England? Why Japanese people have Burkmen as untouchables? Let me give you an example on how British Christians treated Hindus. Such was the disorderliness and immorality among Englishmen in India. No wonder that the Indians marveled whether the British acknowledged any god and believed in any system of morality. When asked what he thought of Christianity and Christians, an Indian is reported to have said in his broken English, "Christian religion, devil religion, Christian much drunk, Christian much do wrong, much beat, much abuse others." And who can say that this judgment was contrary to facts?
We will expose his other lies in next videos. Now, we request Mr. Vinod from String YouTube channel to verify his biased evidence once again and bring the verifiable facts in front once again to prove his claim. Dear viewers, these right-wing hate-promoting outlets come and go, but what matters is the truth, the absolute truth.
Her entire video can be literally answered from these two quotes. First, with regard to the nature of caste, it was declared by Christian David that it was among the natives of southern India, purely a worldly idea, not connected in their minds with any notion of true or false religion. He especially set forth that the low caste people indulge habitually in unseemly mode of speech, frequently using coarse or indecent expressions very revolting to the feelings of high caste men, and that they were altogether less decorous and self-respectful in their way of life. If a pariah became learned, he was called a pandit, and then his brother converts would associate with him, but still they would not, from worldly fear of pride, eat with him from the same dish. Another Protestant missionary, Rev. Robert Noble, who came out to India in 1841 and was in charge of the Church of England mission work in Masulipatam, made it a rule to exclude pariahs, lethal workers and scavengers from his school. Defending himself against the charge of introducing caste in the Christian fold, he defended himself in the following terms. The humblest and most pious Christian parents in England would not allow their sons, much less their daughters, to be educated with their footmen, with their cooks and their scullery maids. Perhaps I was punished oftener by my pious father for stealing away to play with the boys of the village than on any other account. Well, in the best ordered Christian family I have ever seen, the children were not allowed to converse with the servants or to descend the second step of the stairs into the kitchen. My father would not have allowed us to mix with the cooks or stable boys' children, nor I can see it right to require a promise that before we will teach them the gospel, they must sit down on the same form with the pariah and the sweeper. The requirement is to me unreasonable and unchristian.
Think for a while. Everything is in black and white. You decide what to choose.
हाँ भाई कैसी लगी आगे स्वाद